Hey everyone, welcome to the NFM Podcast, coming to you from the Optimize You studio. I am your fill-in host, your C-list host, which means I 1, 2, 3, 4 people I couldn't get to do this show. Just kidding. Along with Abby, I think it's probably her fault.
Hey guys, my fault. Nobody wanted to podcast with me today.
Just threw right under the bus in the intro.
Yeah, Tala was like, "I'm sick." Okay.
Sure, Tala.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited to host a podcast with you. We
Me
haven't
too.
done this yet, right?
No, well, we did. Me and Tala hosted you,
Oh yeah, that's done.
but we haven't hosted together. So this is exciting.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see if you think it's exciting, or you're going to carry me through this thing.
Yeah, and how the listeners feel. Like we don't really have our groove yet, like me and Tala do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see.
I don't speak girl, so we'll figure it out. But we're excited to have in here in the studio one of my good friends and head nurse, I guess. Is that right? Can I say that?
Yeah. Nurse is fine.
Josh Hudson with Optimize You.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to have you in here, by the way. We got a lot of things to unpack, but I don't want to get into anything just yet because we have to do
so many questions.
Yeah, no, we have to do our basket of debates.
Yeah.
But yeah, stoked to have Josh here. So before we do that, Josh, let's get weird.
Yeah, I've heard. Heard you like that. Oh, we all have to do one.
Oh yeah.
All right.
We can't do the basket of debate and not comment about how the questions, you never know what you're going to get.
No, you really don't. And that's part of the fun. And I'd like to point out, before anybody reads anything, I used to do these, and then I got, the humor got really dry. So then I relied on ChatGPT, and then that let me down. So now we're depending on my 17-year-old son, who's currently running this podcast. So
I will say ChatGPT has not let me down yet.
Well, currently Ezra hasn't let me down with these yet, except for one here. I think you did one that was like, it was like so deep. It's like, no, that's not exactly what we want to debate.
Kind of like it.
I think Abby should go first. Ladies first.
Okay. Well, after picking one, I went through 3 and I picked my favorite.
What? That's not how the game works.
I know. I cheated, but the other ones I had before, and I just wanted some fresh.
Oh, someone got
Fresh
recycled back in the
conversation.
basket, huh?
Yeah, this one, I like this one. Would you rather be constantly stuck in traffic or always have slow Wi-Fi connection? Both make me really anxious thinking about them.
Or slow Wi-Fi connection?
Yeah, because I'm pretty impatient. Like,
Yeah.
I have a plan, trying to get to the next thing. That honestly is really hard. I think stuck in traffic because you can listen to a podcast,
Sure.
you can listen to music, and you can still prepare for that. Like you can just leave early. It's like just adding time to your commute, basically. Whereas slow Wi-Fi, I mean, imagine trying to be productive and like get things done at a pace you want it to get done on your computer, and you're like a slave to the Wi-Fi. Like,
You mean like how they used to do it just 10 years ago?
yeah. I guess so.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you said it, not me.
But even like, I would rather have no Wi-Fi and do everything myself than to have slow Wi-Fi and just be like waiting
That's fair.
for the Wi-Fi to work.
Because it likes to
I want to be moving.
It likes to pretend like it's going to work, but yet you're not real sure if it's going to work.
Yeah.
Josh, I'm interested. What do you think?
So I'm stuck in traffic all the time anyways. So throw the podcast on, have meetings. You can do it all as long as that Wi-Fi is not slow.
Yeah.
That's
The Wi-Fi
true.
can't be slow.
I'm in the school of thought of like, if the Wi-Fi is slow, I guess this is what I'm doing. I'm waiting. So at least I'm not like rushing around trying to get a bunch of crap done because I can't. So it'd be the same way in stuck in traffic. This is what I'm doing.
Yep.
I'm just hanging out right here. I'm just going to take a deep breath and I'm going to be
You sound like a calm person.
just going to be right here.
Patient.
Well, it's
Top Terry trait.
finding a way to have a break. Like if the world or the universe is like people like to say, right? If it's like, if it's sending you a message, hey, my Wi-Fi is not going to work right now. Cool. Maybe I'm not going to use my phone.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Put my phone down for a little while. So,
I do feel like traffic or just like a long commute like slows me down. I appreciate it. Like when I was commuting from Dixon to Brentwood.
I will say that in like city traffic and then interstate traffic,
It's different.
2 different things.
Yeah.
Like for me, city traffic, I can deal with it.
Yeah.
There's almost always a hack or back road or a shortcut.
Mm-hmm.
On the interstate,
You're just sitting
the
there.
clock is ticking, and when I'm going to have to pee. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
And where do you go? Yeah. Where do you go?
where you stop.
To the bathroom.
that's another podcast right there. Right.
And I actually missed the podcast. The traffic would allow me to listen to podcasts. Traveling so much, you'd be able to do the podcast. And when you're not,
Yeah.
where else do you listen to podcasts except for in your car? I mean, I
Yeah.
guess some people do. Working
What's your
out and
favorite
stuff,
podcast? Answer right.
but Nashville Fit Mega.
Yay!
Brought to you by
Let's
Optimize
go.
You.
There it is. Well played, sir.
Yeah.
Love that.
Josh, you can go next. What's yours?
All right. Would you rather hiccup every time you laugh or yawn every time someone talks to you? Well, often I'm yawning when people are talking to me anyway, so I'm already living that life. So I'll just stick with what I know. No, actually, I got asthma, so I yawn all the time to help my asthma. I don't think I could deal with hiccups. Like there's a disease where you hiccup and it never goes away. I don't think I could deal with that.
I would
That's
lose my
crazy.
mind.
Yeah.
Does a yawn like help you get a full breath?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
I've wondered if I had adult onset asthma. I think so that because half the time I feel like I will make myself yawn so that I can get a full breath.
Yeah.
I talk about this with my husband all the time.
Yep.
But we concluded that we think it's probably anxiety
It could be.
because I did have an x-ray done on my lungs.
I don't know
But
if gonna
that's just
show
interesting.
asthma,
I never
but
heard anybody else say that they yawn to help themselves breathe.
just to help me breathe. Yeah.
I love this. She's already wanting medical advice.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Getting into the interview already.
Well, I'm
How
a
can
nurse.
Optimize You help with that?
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
What's your answer?
Oh,
Which one?
it's yawn or hiccup. Probably yawn.
Mm.
Yeah, because like you said, I already yawn, and hiccuping just seems so invasive. Like always, just
It's loud.
like no, yeah.
I guess there's loud yawners.
That's true.
There is loud yawners.
But
That's
then
true.
again, everybody would always think you're just tired,
Mhm.
and you're not a vibe.
They would be more. They'd almost feel bad for you as opposed to being annoyed by you. That'd be the difference.
Yeah,
They often think that.
you're like not gonna call Abby to hang out. She's probably tired.
It's just
probably
yawns all
yawning.
the time. That's a good. Yeah, I'm with you because I yawn. Typically, are yawning all the time anyway, especially after 2. We start early.
Will he make it through the podcast?
So yeah, I'm going to go with yawning because I'm already doing it. So
Yep.
that's where I'm at.
All right, Terry, what you got?
Okay. Should people who don't return their shopping carts be fined, publicly shamed, or gently re-educated?
Is it raining?
Is it raining?
Yeah.
Let's say for the sake of the scenario, yes.
Okay. Makes it a little tougher.
Fined. What was the second option?
Publicly shamed.
Publicly
No, I don't
shamed
think.
Or gently re-educated.
I think fined is the perfect in between because publicly shamed is really intense, and then gently re-educated. Some people don't care;
I would like
they're
to
going
know
to do
it.
them.
I want to know what
But
an example
fined
of
is
that
like it's a responsible discipline method. I think they should be fined.
I like gently re-educated
Hmm.
because me imagining that like not passive aggressive, but gently re-educated.
Mm.
So that to me sounds like
Do you think they would actually change though?
How many people do you think don't know they're supposed to return their cards?
What? Everybody
It's true.
knows.
I mean-
So to do a gentle education?
so. I'm not
who
saying I wouldn't get
doesn't
offended.
That's the point. Everybody knows, and they don't care.
Or they're in
People
a
are really
hurry.
selfish.
They just need all the Aldi's. You never see carts at Aldi's laying out in the
You're
parking lot.
right. Just
Yeah. See, that's a good
throw
method.
the quarter in.
That's
Throw the
pretty
quarter
genius.
in and you're good.
Yeah, that was.
So what's your vote?
Shame them. And record it and put it on Instagram.
There you go.
It
She'd
might
only
be
have
the
to do
most
it once.
effective.
Yep.
So I'll have to do it once. It's like the
Publicly
fork in the
shamed.
outlet analogy with the kids.
Yeah.
My wife says,
I
"Don't
was
let
about
them
to say,
do
do you
that."
have
It's like,
kids,
it
Josh?
only happened one time.
Yep.
And then we'll never forget it.
Yeah.
No. Well, let's pop into this interview a little bit. Give us a little bit, Josh, to take us back. Like, how did you get into Optimize You? I know you've been a nurse for some time, but go back even further than that. So, when did you go through nursing school? Like, how long ago was that?
So nursing school, I first went to University of Wisconsin, Whitewater, Wisconsin, and did not do well. I almost failed out multiple times, and but I made it through. Then I got accepted to do a nursing program in St. Kitts in the Caribbean, the West Indies. So I did a year in the Caribbean and then a year in Paducah, Kentucky.
Not bad.
I got my nursing degree, and that was pretty awesome. Did a bunch of different stuff: psych, hospice, cardiac management. And as I was getting farther into nursing, I just realized, I don't know if this is necessarily what I want to do, but it's an amazing base.
Yeah.
Nursing, you could do anything. Literally, I just said 4 different things, and they don't even work together, So we just kind of started opening my little businesses, and we talked about this a little earlier over there. They failed.
Yeah.
And I think you learn that as an entrepreneur, you're going to fail. And if you didn't fail, like, I don't know too many entrepreneurs who the very first thing they did was a monster success.
It's true.
And I think that's where I got my kind of motivation and entrepreneurial spirit from, is just being like, I want to do this. I want to do something on my own. I got into medical sales, and that's where I met my business partner, Jerry Smith. And we were literally playing racquetball one day. We just became friends and playing racquetball one day. And we're like, we just need to do our own thing. And he was joking around about doing a hormone clinic, weight loss center. And the very next day, I had a 30-page business plan. Nothing special, but it was literally very next day.
That's amazing.
Wait, you typed it up?
Yeah.
You were like,
Yeah, back then, SBA had their own thing. You could go on their SBA's website and build a business plan right on their website.
No way.
Yeah, they don't have it anymore.
I feel like that has to be how all great business partnerships start on the racket.
Yeah, on the racquetball court, golf course.
Like doing something, just hanging out with your buddy, and then you just start bouncing ideas, and then you get serious about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And within 6 months, our first clinic was open.
So wow.
We have doctors, we have doctor owners, and we just been super, super fortunate. And so,
do you feel like you always had that like entrepreneurial spirit in you, or like, do you feel like you've always been an idea person? Like you tried multiple things in the nursing field?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I am always thinking about, like, in my field, what are all the options? Like, I have so many ideas. Do you feel like you've always been that way?
Well, I've always thought that there's too many millionaires out there, and that you can make money off of doing almost anything. You just have to find it. Like, you just figure it out. Like, there's trash collectors are millionaires, construction workers, people selling paper. Like, there's so much opportunity in America. Still, even today, there's so much opportunity. And during that whole time, my brain just doesn't shut down. I think that's why I didn't do very good in school. Almost my 1.6 GPA in college, my first 2 years wasn't great. And my brain just doesn't shut down. Even now, it's hard for me to read a book or anything. I'm always thinking about something.
Yeah, I think it's the plight of the entrepreneur. Like, we were talking about this off camera, and we've gone to dinner and talked about entrepreneurial things too. Like, I love picking your brain and talking. It's nice to connect, because there's a part of it where you feel like you're not alone.
Yeah.
When you partner, or when you start, hanging out with other entrepreneurs as opposed to hanging out with your 9-to-5 friends. There's an ultra glamorized social media idea of an entrepreneur that is so far out of existence, that it's luring people in left and right. But what they don't understand is that, like, there's a drive. I make the analogy to my wife all the time. It's like, the gift is the curse. The entrepreneurial drive is the gift that is the curse. It's a gas pedal only. It's a car with only a gas pedal, and there is no brake. The only way to shut it off, the only way to slow down is to shut the car off. And that's hard to do, right? Because you got forward momentum.
Yeah.
And then you'll probably break something. Or you run into something that stops you. And that's, to me, that's the plight of the entrepreneur. It's like, it just doesn't stop.
And I think why a lot of people fail is because they can't stop, and then they get burnt out, and then they fail. Luckily, I was in the position where we were able to bring on staff right away, and I brought in my amazing wife, Jackie, who is my brake, right? We've got a couple other staff members who those are my brakes. So my brain is still going, and I'm like, hey, do this. And like, well, hold on. And I think some companies aren't able to get to that point where they're able to bring those staff in, that brake for them. If you don't have a brake, you need people around you that can be the brake.
Oh, I 100%
totally agree with that. Yeah, I feel like I've experienced that myself too with my husband. Like I just like am constantly throwing stuff at his backboard, and he's just like so great to keep catching it all. But I felt like I didn't have him to hear my thoughts, hear my ideas, and then rebound whatever it is, then it would be probably a lot more chaotic, a lot more breaking things, like you said.
Right.
But also like discipline. I feel like people who are very driven are also can be very disciplined. And so I feel like the discipline is where putting the brakes comes on, and also like knowing when someone else can be better at maybe gauging how your idea could go, and like willing to release the reins a little bit to someone else, like maybe your wife for you.
Yeah, that was the hard thing at first, is releasing anything. I had done it all by myself. We had the providers doing the medical care. I don't do any medical care, but the providers do that, and then I do everything else. And starting to release that stuff, the payroll, the 401ks. Now we got all that stuff. That's been the hardest thing to do.
Yeah,
and I'm not disciplined. I admit it. I'm not
structured.
Yeah.
Discipline. They're not exactly the same thing.
But somebody else can be.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the part, right? The other analogy in business is building the plane while you're flying it. You're typically starting with the wings, right? Which is the product. But yeah, I'm right there with you. Like if it wasn't for my wife being involved, and I like when we bought NFM, I was just trying to not pull her in. Yeah. I'm like, I can handle this. And I could handle it for about 18 months before it got so overwhelming. I'm like, I just need a second set of hands.
Yeah. And she's like, hey, I'm here. She's like, been waiting.
Been hanging out, waiting.
Using tools too. That's if it wasn't for tools, Monday, my staff make fun of me. Monday.com is the board that I use. You guys know what Monday is? Monday.com.
No.
I do, and I didn't love it.
Oh God, I love it. I would not be able to have life without it. Like,
I need to see yours.
Yeah.
Is it something I need?
Massive.
What is it?
Yeah, it's project management.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And so it keeps my team together. It eliminates emails, which is what I can't stand. Emails.
That's fair.
And
that's
so this
nice.
eliminates emails. What I hate more than anything is when you have a conversation going with 5 different people, and then all of a sudden 2 months later, you're trying to figure out what that conversation was. How do you know? It's all through emails. You start searching, you can't do it. With Monday, it's just all in there. And so they're going to get mad at me for saying that, but
well,
use Monday.
Well, I have that same problem. It's like when one person in the email thread decides to hit reply and not reply all. I'm like, great. Now you messed up the whole chain.
Yeah.
You can never find it.
Nope.
And restore, it's always in there.
Yeah.
Or with Monday.
Interesting. To look into Monday.
These are little things that we split hairs about. So make us crazy.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into Optimize You as a whole.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what you all have built because it's not just, customer facing, it's also industry facing. So there's two different parallels there to be drawn. So you're helping people like almost as a gateway to learning about their body, like health and wellness, but you're also helping the fitness industry, trainers and clients also refine that. Was that the initial vision, or is it semi-accidental?
So I'd say we've changed a lot over the years. Initially, it was just helping patients. We had, back to when we was playing racquetball, one of the things we discussed, we had all these guy buddies who were on testosterone, taking massive amounts, injecting into their muscles, which you shouldn't be. Not that you shouldn't be, you can. But just giving clients and patients opportunities for education instead of a 15-minute office visit with their primary care, right?
Yeah.
All of our visits, we schedule an hour for them. Most last about 45 minutes, but we schedule an hour for all new patient visits just to really talk and see what's going on. And so it was about patient care over anything else is the bottom line, patient care for Optimize You. And then offering things that most people don't have a chance to get at an affordable price. Some of our competitors are great. I say this industry is big enough for everybody. This industry is massive. Like we can have, even in Nashville, we could have 10 more people competing against. It's big enough. Sure. It's fine.
Yeah.
And so I always really try to work well with our competitors. And actually on Thursday, I'm meeting another hormone clinic here in Nashville. We're just going out for coffee just to stay in touch. And meet,
I love that.
You can learn from each other.
Absolutely, you can. And there's so much business to go around. It's perfectly fine. But patient care at an affordable price. I know what our costs are. And I see what some people charge. And to me, it's ridiculous. the amount of money that they're making off of what should be an easy thing for a patient to get, whether that's hormone optimization or doing a cryo chamber, for decreased inflammation, you should have access to it. And unfortunately, the way the industry was over the last 10 years, it was really geared towards, no, you have to be able to make money. Well, let's figure out a way not to have to do that.
Yeah.
And we still do well. That's the thing.
Be more patient focused, more like passionate about what you're offering.
Yeah.
And accessible to everybody.
Accessible to as many.
The public appreciates that.
It'll never be accessible to everybody, unfortunately, because you can't give your services away for free.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
but the
And you have to
more
make
we
a
can
living.
yes, you have to make a living. But the more we can broaden that, and the more people we can bring in to do recovery and stuff, I think it just helps the world.
So you guys have a lot of things that you do.
Mm-hmm.
I've looked into Optimize You a little bit before, and then I was also just kind of reviewing your website and different things, and it's a lot. Can you give us like a spitfire, like 10 thing or whatever, your top things that you offer or that people come to you guys for?
So testosterone therapy is what we do. That is what we started. That is our bread and butter. That's what we love to do. We are amazing at it. Hormone therapy in general, women's care, progesterone, estrogen, testosterone. Women are on testosterone. A lot of women are on testosterone. That's what we do.
Okay.
Now, you can't just focus on the internal hormones. You need to focus on everything, right? So if your recovery is horrible, your stress is horrible, all right, well, it doesn't matter necessarily what we do to your hormones. It's a starting point, but that's not going to help long term. So that's why we added all of the extra services. So sauna, red light therapy, cryo chamber, cold therapy, cold plunge. Now DEXA. We've got DEXA in the East Nashville clinic. But all things that go towards optimizing your life. So a big issue with testosterone and wellness is, they've gone down that unhealthy lifestyle to get to where they are. So what else, other issues do they have? They probably have stress issues. They probably have blood pressure issues, all of this stuff. So what can we do? We can do inflammatory response decreasers like cryotherapy, cold plunge. Infrared sauna is going to decrease stress, right? Going in there, relax. 40% decrease in cardiovascular events by doing sauna. I think it's 3 or 4 times a week. It's pretty awesome, right? No more blood pressure meds. Just do sauna 3 times a week. Mimic your cardio.
Yeah.
And then DEXA. So monitoring. So how are you monitoring? Are you monitoring your blood fat? You're monitoring your blood fat, your body fat. You're monitoring your bone density. Like let's keep an eye on that with the lab work and monitoring of that stuff.
I'm really excited that you guys have a DEXA here in Nashville now. I know that there was already another one in town, but seemingly a little more accessible through y'all. But I want to back up a notch.
Yeah.
And just briefly touch on, I love the fact, and I just want everyone to hear it over and over and over again, that you are working with what the people that would be your competitors. I don't even like to lump them in and say they're competitors. Yeah. Because we believe over here that's collaboration, right, over competition, and with the purpose of helping as many people as humanly possible. And I just freaking love that. So,
well, it's important. I mean, you may have people who hate our providers. They just don't like them.
Yeah.
I mean, you both have people in your lives who are like, I'm just not going to get along with that person. Don't know what it is. Just not going to happen. So go to another provider. It doesn't mean don't get therapy. Go to another provider. If we can help you go to another provider, let's do it. And so it's vice versa. You're going to have people that just love us and they're like, I just couldn't go to this provider. So to have opportunity out there for these people to go to, that's what we want.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
It's so simple, but I know it's going to cost you something.
Yeah.
Right. Collaboration costs you something. And that could be, on some people, it could be their pride. I feel like maybe it's almost always that, but it costs you something. When it intersects, it feels different.
Accepting.
People feel like they're going to lose something.
Yeah.
In that level of thing. So
I mean, you look at, we want 500 to 1,000 patients per clinic. Okay. 500 to 1,000 patients. How many people are in Nashville?
A
lot more than that.
That's all we need is 500 to 1,000 patients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so why talk bad about your competitors? And I don't even like calling them your co-hormone wellness clinics, right? There's no reason to talk bad about them. There's no reason to say, well, we're better. Listen, just go to all of them and figure out which one works best for your lifestyle and your needs. And that's the one you stick with. And as long as you're getting therapy, that's great.
Such a novel concept.
Yeah. And it's really everyone's marketing for everyone else. The more marketing I do, the more it brings out the knowledge of hormone optimization. Now people are going to start looking. They're going to go on Google. They're going to go on all these places, right? Yeah. And so it just helps each other.
Yeah, and let's go there before we get to some of the other services and get into the weeds there. I would like to talk a little bit about hormones in general because there's a lot of it is complex. But it doesn't have to be, and I think that you can simplify some of this for folks. Let's start with women.
Yeah, the hard one.
Because, and this is maybe a bit of an overstatement, but I'm gonna lead with it anyway. I've been in the industry for 20 years. 80% of the time, the women that I'm working with are usually over 200 pounds, usually between 35 and 65, and almost always eating the same amount of calories as a 3-year-old. So naturally, we end up in adrenal fatigue. So between sleep and food and hormones, can you break down the correlation of how, give a little bit of a, I guess, a flyover of that, and then, obviously lead into how you guys can help?
Well, that's a big question. Well, I'm a nurse.
I want to give it to the expert. So.
The CEO of Optimize You. I am not a provider, so that's just first and foremost.
Sure.
Right? I'm not a provider. But women, it's always going back to the beginning and figuring out where everything started. Yeah. Right. Number one, PCOS is extremely underdiagnosed in women. Extremely under. Like, if you go to a primary care physician, they probably don't even know how to diagnose it. Right. Number two, they're getting thrown on birth control. Right.
Yes.
At 12 years old to help with their acne. Yeah. Right. And the birth control that they're getting put on as a 12-year-old is the same dose of birth control that a 60-year-old woman or a 40-year-old woman put on. Right. So you have we have women getting hit with hormones when they're 12 years old, and now they're in their 30s and they're overweight. And it's okay. Well, what's going on? Well, maybe their testosterone was low the entire time, which is there. So they were fighting an entire battle, right? Yeah. Birth control is going to lower testosterone levels. And so it's like they start a battle at 12 years old that they didn't even know they were fighting.
Sure.
And then now they're in their 30s, 40s, 50s and overweight, and they had no idea how to get back. So the first thing is always get lab work. Let's take a look at things. Exercise and diet is we tell them you can't do it without it, exercise and diet. And then really understanding that you might have to go hard with the hormones a little bit, right? And so sometimes it's scary. Sometimes it's like, well, should I be this high of a dose? And we don't ever start with a high dose, but it takes time. And I think that's the biggest thing women have to understand is if it took you 30 years to get here because you were on birth control for 20, it's not going to be fixed in 3 months.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
Yeah, that's a lot to work with.
It's a lot. So putting people on and then we'll have women coming to us where they're just on estrogen when you should never be just on estrogen. You should be on estrogen and progesterone. Women who had no idea that they should be on testosterone, even though their testosterone is 0, right? So it's really having a provider that is able to and knowing how to put somebody on the correct hormones and diagnose things that a lot of people unfortunately don't know how to diagnose, PCOS. Encouraging women to be off of birth control and stuff like that. That's what's going to help that woman get to the next step.
And getting to the root of getting to the root of things versus, I mean, people don't know. I think what you're doing is the future of people finding real help because you don't know at 12 years old, or my parents didn't know when I was 12, they don't know who to go to. They're just going to ask the doctor, and then the doctor gives what is prescribed. And there's no getting to the root cause of anything. And they also don't really know. I've asked 2 of my doctors about getting hormones checked and doing just making sure I'm good and doing some lab work. And their response was, well, are you having any issues? Okay, well, when issues come up, then we'll maybe we'll look at something. There has to be something sickly wrong with me.
It's because it's a sick care system.
Yeah, it's a sick care system. It's system, right? Yeah, and so I was like, oh, okay, so you guys don't do that. I'm gonna have to go to somebody private, you guys.
It's not their fault.
Or a functional doctor or somebody.
You're absolutely right. It's not their fault. I mean, they weren't trained in it.
Exactly.
You think a doctor, they know they don't know everything, and so they just need to be understanding that when there's somebody that now we have somebody on staff, their whole job, they're a PhD, their whole job is to learn about hormones, this industry, and then educate our people. That's all they do. We pay them a lot of money just to educate. Primary care doctors can't afford to pay somebody $150,000 a year just to educate them,
right.
you know? But we, as Optimize You, are like, no, like we need to make sure that we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Right. So that when that primary care doctor calls us and says, why did you put my patient on this medication? Well, we did because this study, and this study said that we could. Right. And going back to your kind of question, there were so many studies that misled women for so long, thinking, oh, you put them on hormones, they're going to have cancer, all this, that. Those have all been proven wrong recently. And it just goes back to going back to the beginning where we really didn't know. And luckily, you know, we're in the world where people are more open to doing this.
Sure. Yeah, sure. I want to take a quick break and then I want to summarize some of that stuff and then we'll get into some services. We're going to take a quick break to hear from Level Wellness and Nutrishop. We'll be right back.
At Optimize You, we believe that normal is not optimal. Whether you've been dabbling in hormones or this is your first time and you want to know where to get started, we make the hormone optimization process very simple. Simply get started with comprehensive labs and our providers will take it from there with you to review where you are right now and where you want to be to ultimately help you achieve your health and performance-related goals. So from our expertise in hormones, peptides, all the way to recovery services, we want you feeling at your optimized best so that you ultimately feel better physically, mentally, and sexually. Just like hormones play a significant role in the overall optimization of your health, so do recovery services help your body on a cellular level. From our sensory lounge to our infrared sauna, full body red light, full body cryotherapy, cold plunge, we have a wide range of performance recovery services just for you.
Before the break, we were talking about, you know, women's health and hormones and the correlation there. And there are a lot of environmental factors, right? Like
tons.
The birth control one is a huge one. And you're so right about that. When we talk about, and you train, like you've been training for a while, and I know you've got a lot of female clients, it seems to be who gravitates towards the industry. Yeah. And I think a lot of that has to do with body shame, right? Like we have been in the fitness industry kind of honestly overly sexualized the women's bodies and their physique. Therefore,
the way they
feel
look.
this pressure, right, to look a certain way. So there's that, which does affect their stress levels and their cortisol. And then we get into the fact that they're, typically women are running around taking care of children, and they're not eating as much as they could be. And then this affects their sleep, which affects, their hydration and all these other things. So it is such a complicated thing that if you just, ladies, if you're listening, I just want to reiterate this. Because I have battled people on social media in the comments for this. They're like, no, science is science. Calories in, calories out. Yeah. That's how people lose weight. It's like, that's a load of crap. Because it doesn't take in these environmental, these factors, right? Like there is such a thing as weight loss resistance. And that's what we're talking about here. And you guys actually have a solution for that, or at least a method in which to find the root cause. And that's what I want to pound home. So thanks for letting me get on my soapbox and preach.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was good.
Obviously, I care about that, right?
Snaps.
Yeah,
no, that is a big thing. And most people don't understand it because they haven't been educated for it. But yeah, a lot of female clients, something you said in your spill was like, they're not eating as much as they could be. And I'm surprised at how many women who want to look a certain way or just want to lose weight or build muscle, burn fat, are eating so little. And that's actually the problem. And their hormones are messed up. Their metabolism's messed up. Well, not just that. Like you said, sleep could be a big factor, but energy and metabolism is going to increase your appetite. And it's all just like plays together. And there's so much more than just like if someone comes to me, we always start tracking their calories. We always track what they get. And let's say this is the majority actually are around the 1,600 range. Some of them are just, just stop eating fast food and stop drinking Coke. And you're probably like, see great results. But a lot of people are around like the 1,600 calorie range a day. So if I want to cut them to get to the tone look that they want, we got to go to like 1,400 100 calories, 1,200 calories, where then they're going to have no energy. Their sleep's going to be messed up. And it's just not sustainable. There's so much more that needs to be looked into than just.
But what are you battling when you're talking to them about this stuff?
It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. They're like, well, I got to eat less.
My
doesn't
mind can't compute that I have to eat more to lose weight.
I've had that conversation so many times.
Yeah. It would be, in my mind, a perfect world would be you start over here, optimize you. You learn your numbers. You
honestly, that's a great fresh start. Yeah.
And then you come see Abby, and now you've actually got data. Right. Yeah,
that's so helpful. Right. So going off that, I know you guys work with trainers and you partner with gyms, but specifically with trainers, how could this change the game for trainers who want to see real results for their clients but don't have all the tools that you guys might have?
So we do work with a lot of trainers. We even develop specific lab panels for trainers if you need to. Some people like seeing extra stuff. It's not always needed, but some people just like seeing it, whether it's a C-reactive protein to measure inflammation in the body or whatever. But I tell trainers all the time, listen, if you don't know somebody's lab works, you don't know if you're helping them, right? So to me, and this is not a down on any trainer, nobody should even start a training session without getting their labs done. And just on the benefit of you, let's say you train that person for 3 months and they lose 0 pounds. Who are they going to blame?
Yeah, exactly.
They're not blaming anybody else. They're not blaming themselves. They're going to blame you.
It's true.
And then the trainers left, and I say this because I've experienced it. Yeah. The trainers left guessing, like, well, I don't know.
Right. But maybe they had
for me, kind of a learning thing has become like after you get to a point, and it's like, okay, the results weren't found. Let's go send you to somebody who can do labs. Let's figure out if there's something else.
Dig deeper.
But if you could start on the front end, it's true.
Saves
that
3
is
months.
So smart because if it doesn't work and there is something else, there's thyroid issues, there's inflammation caused by some kind of food they're eating, whatever, then it's going to be on you.
It's going to be on you. And if you would have just checked their thyroid before they started and gotten them on a methylated B12, they may have they now have wasted 3 months, right?
Right.
Oh, it's so true.
Yeah,
man.
And it could be sleep. Maybe they're not sleeping. Maybe they just maybe their progesterone's low. We just need to throw them on 100, 200, 300, 400 milligrams of testosterone at bedtime. And all of a sudden they sleep 7 hours a night. And that changes everything.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe they're on birth control and their testosterone is literally 0. And that's the issue. But why you would want to waste 3 months when you could get those answers right away with an easy blood draw, super easy. You could have those answers and it would dramatically help your business as a whole.
I think it helps too if you can on the front end, and this is another thing I've learned, if you can always tell somebody on the front end how something's going to be or what you're going to do, then they're not surprised and they don't consider things an option if you do it later on. Like for this, if you tell someone, this is what I do, this is what I do as a trainer, I do it with all my clients. If you want to work with me, this is what we're doing, and this is why, then they'll be like, all right, sounds good.
Right. I don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste my time.
One thing I find with clients is like if I suggest for them, okay, well, I think you should go get some labs done or whatever, it seems like they think more of it's like optional. And it is optional for them. You can't force them to do it, but it's not as like necessary in their mind. So
think of those celebrity trainers. I guarantee you all those celebrities and with the celebrity trainers are getting lab work done.
Yeah.
They're getting lab work done.
Yeah. I mean, when there's no,
in fact, we work with a lot of them, so I know they're getting lab work done.
When you spare no expense, right? And you've got a deadline, and your body is you're literally getting paid to show up. You do what you got to do. I think so. I used to have this referral program with a couple chiropractors, and I think there's something here that I would love to see with Optimize You in gyms. But what if it's a part of your package? To say someone, you mark a package up $100, and then when they pay you, you give them an Optimized You card, and you say, "Here, go over to see Josh. They'll do your labs, bring that data back, and we'll have a better jumping off point."
Yeah.
Right. If you bake it into your costs, and then you just send that over.
Absolutely.
I think that'd be huge. But we used to do that with a chiropractor, and because I did a lot of, for lack of a better term, like advanced physical therapy. So I would get clients that surgeons couldn't they weren't a good candidate for surgery, but they had a lot of pain, and the pain management that they're using wasn't really working. So I was the lone referral that wanted to take the stress cases. So I would work back and forth with the chiropractor and a massage therapist, and I had a little chart with their body, and we would draw the muscle on where the tension was and how it was affecting the spine and the nervous system. Massage therapist, and then from the massage therapist to the chiropractor, in 6 to 8 weeks, sometimes 3 months, we've gone from, we've reduced pain by about 65%. It's insane. Yeah. But that's the community aspect of it. It's, for lack of a better term, and I know it gets really vague these days, it's the holistic term.
Yeah.
But I think there's something that could be definitely done with Jim's linking up with Optimize You. But that's my digression. Josh, can you give us let's switch gears to dudes.
Guys are easier.
Yeah. What is as I haven't done blood work in a while. Last time I did actually was with y'all. I was in the 500s, 550. It's probably 3.5 years ago for my testosterone levels. What is an ideal candidate for testosterone, like therapy? What does that guy look like? What's he experiencing? What's some of the, some of the characteristics there?
Yeah. So I want to be careful because we always want to say, kind of, you made the statement, well, I wasn't having any symptoms, right? So why would you check my labs? We want you to check your labs when you're not having symptoms.
Sure.
So we kind of start with that. I would love it if every guy 21, 22 years old had a baseline of what their labs were, right? And so that way, when they're in their 30s, they can kind of see what that percentage drop was. We've been always told, well, just go in when you're sick and then we'll check your labs. And let's say you're at 500. Okay. Let's say a guy comes in at 35 years old and his testosterone level's at 500. Well, if his testosterone level is at 500 when he was in his 20s, he's probably fine.
Sure.
If his testosterone level at 28 years old, he was 1,000, well, like, what's going on? We need to figure something out. So that's why I always encourage young men and women to get their labs done, even if they're feeling good, just to have that baseline. But ultimately, symptom control. I don't love talking about numbers. It's symptom control. And so our guys are coming in with energy issues, mood stabilization, and that could be they're super hyper, right? It doesn't mean just low mood. It could be a hyper mood. But that testosterone will kind of help with that mood stabilization. Energy levels, libido, erection quality. So that's a really big one. Guys coming in with, I don't want to get in depth, but just, erection quality issues, not as good as it was when they were younger, right? But the mood stabilization, energy levels, and that's where we start focusing and saying, okay, how can we make these things better? It could be weight gain. We do not give testosterone to help you build muscle. We don't. It is against the law to do it, and we don't want to do it. That's not what we're doing.
So you don't sell testosterone out of the trunk of a car?
We do not sell it out of the trunk of a car. We do not. No.
Those people exist.
Yeah, they do still exist. Yes. Go to gyms right now. You could probably find one. But yeah, so symptom control. That's what we're looking for. So if you're having those symptoms, let's get you in there, get your labs checked, and let's just start figuring out what's going on. Guys should be on testosterone. Most guys are on Cialis. It is an amazing drug. Of course, helps with erection quality, but just helps mood stabilization. From what I've seen, not FDA approved for that, so don't take that to the bank.
Don't run with that one.
It's great for workouts, actually. It's great for your prostate. So there's a lot of good reasons to be on those two drugs. Yeah.
Is there any myths that you want to put to bed while we're talking about dudes and testosterone? Like, once you're in, I know that this was when hormone therapy started to gain popularity, I don't know, 10 or so years ago when I was in the industry heavily. The concern from us is that once you're on it, you can't come off of it.
Yeah. So that is a really big concern, and I almost kind of agree with it.
Yeah.
Not because you can't come off of it, but because if you were put on it for a reason, if you come off of testosterone, what's going to happen? Those reasons are coming back.
Sure.
Right? So yes, once you start it, unfortunately, there's nothing on the market currently that'll fix why your testosterone is low, except for diet and exercise. But normally, diet and exercise will get you up a couple 100 points. But if you're 200 and you need to be 1,000, or 800, 900, you'll be on testosterone.
Right.
Not because you have to. You don't have to be on it, but because all of your symptoms will just come back.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a deficiency.
It's a deficiency at that point.
So the real question is, 45. My My workouts are okay.
You should be on team.
You're 45, Terry?
I am.
Nice.
Wait, how old do you think I was?
I don't know. I didn't know how old you were.
I was hoping for a compliment. Anyway, I'll stop fishing.
You could be younger.
You could be younger, so she thought I was older. That's what I gathered. No, let me think about. Definitely can. I do see I blame the mood swings to being an entrepreneur.
Yes. Maybe they're a little quicker than they used to be.
Yeah.
Right?
And where's the
drive? Like you're an entrepreneur. How many guys now in their 40s and 50s want to keep that drive,
right?
But they don't have it. And now they're competing against these 17, 25-year-olds. I don't know how old I want to ask. But
28.
There you go. So you're competing against people who have that drive. And now maybe your drive is going down. It's like, wait a minute. Like, I can't retire yet. What's going on? And so it could be because your hormones are starting to dip.
Where should someone my age with, generally healthy, where should my numbers be?
We don't treat numbers. We treat symptoms.
I'll ask you off camera.
Yeah. Off camera.
Yeah. The average levels of testosterone,
So
according to LabCorp, are 200 to 900, and that's why, or 260 to 900, right?
That's quite the range.
That's
why you treat symptoms,
high range,
not numbers.
Yeah, that's not a helpful range at all.
And the thing is it's just 10 years ago, I think it was 350 to 1200.
Okay.
So
so they don't know.
Instead of the government saying, "Hey, how come men's hormones are going down, where the averages are going down?" Like, that's a good question, right? Mm-hmm. They just lowered the averages, the normal averages. So we'll treat your symptoms.
Duly noted.
Yeah.
Do you guys this is kind of off topic, so if there's anything else you want to say about dudes,
no,
say no.
Dudes, prostate isn't an issue with testosterone. That used to be a huge thing. Right. Blood pressure issues. You can have blood pressure issues, but it's almost always blood pressure issues are stemmed from the other things. Bad lifestyle, stress, and once we start fixing those stuff with the other stuff, the blood pressure issues go down. So,
yeah.
He's calling me out over here because those are all things.
You're like, check. Terry's going to go see Optimize You.
That's for sure.
Do you do one of my coaches at the gym just sent me his VO2 max results from Optimize You.
Yeah.
I didn't know you guys did that. Yeah. And it's kind of, I think, a trend right now among athletes, especially like hybrid athletes, testing their VO2 max. Can you tell us what that is and how you do it?
So VO2 max, we use the Pinoy machine. It's an amazing device that is going to measure your VO2 max, biological age. And then it develops a workout plan so this is where another thing a trainer can utilize it for. So it'll develop a workout plan based off of the markers that you're breathing out. So it can tell if you're a carb breather or a fat breather, right? So that'd be good information for you, right? When you're training somebody and you're like, okay, I want to work on this person's diet, how do you know if they're a carb burner or a fat burner? Yes, you can be in different ranges in cardiac, right? But if somebody is a chronic fat burner or chronic carb burner, you need to change their diet to do that.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so VO2 max, you're just getting into lung capacity, and it's getting you all these different measurements. It's a really good marker on biological age and longevity. So that's why it's getting really, really popular. But
and you guys do
come in there, the Pinoy. We'll throw you on a rower in East Nashville, and you just max out on that rower.
So fun.
And do it. We'll go to your gym if you can. So we'll do partnerships with gyms where if your gym wants it, we'll go into your gym and
really cool.
Set up a Rogue and a machine, and we'll do a bunch of them so you can sell them and then put them in there.
I'm gonna get the coaches to all do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they would. I'll make Mark pay for it though.
Yeah, biological age is fun too because then you can see how it's getting better. So that's a really cool one that you can get when you're doing that. So as you're doing improvements, I think right now I'm 45, I'm not 45. So I need to work on my biological age, but it's just cool markers. And again, it goes back to trainers, how are you going to show that you're giving them good care, right? So maybe they didn't lose weight, but all of a sudden you got their biological age and their VO2 max is better. Their biological age is 3 years younger. Hey, yes, you didn't lose weight, but look at this.
Yeah.
Like because of what I just did for you, you're probably going to live an extra 5 years.
Yeah. And it's cool for like those small people we get to train, small pool of people who are like super just athletic and we're training for a sport and want to just get to the next level.
Yes.
Improve their VO2 max.
Improve their VO2 max.
Even if it's really good. Like you said, you're trying to get that 45 age even better.
Right.
I feel like that's fun. Like it's motivating to have those visuals
Yeah.
and things to continue working towards,
Yeah.
even if you're a healthy person.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like as a trainer, right, or an athlete, you're competing against yourself oftentimes, just trying to find that extra 1%.
Mhm.
And that, again, knowing the numbers, knowing the data. Speaking of knowing that those numbers, we mentioned it a little bit earlier about the DEXA scanner. Can you go into why the DEXA scanner is so important for people and what it actually can do?
Yeah. So we love the DEXA scanner for twofold: body fat. So we used to do the in-body. We still do the in-body. The in-body is a great machine.
Yeah.
It's just not as accurate. It is accurate. And so I don't want to tell people not to use the in-body. It is accurate. It is good. But if you want true body fat, you have to go on to the next level and do the DEXA machine. In-body is great for, keeping track, because it's going to be pretty, every time you do it, it'd be pretty close to where you are for your body. So I don't want to talk bad about the, because it's a very, very good machine. But the DEXA is going to give a true body fat.
Sure.
And you might not like it. So be prepared. We've seen anywhere from a 3% to like a 20% swing from going from an in-body to the DEXA machine.
Yeah.
So, and then when you're looking at like breast implants for women, and you're looking at any other implants that are going on, the DEXA machine is really going to help with that. Also, bone density is huge. Number one, when guys are taking bad stuff, they're taking estrogen blocking tablets, it's not good for bones. So we want to take a look at guys and be like, okay, are you screwing up your bones by taking all this stuff and decreasing your estrogen? Women, we already know women have bone density issues, right? I believe they just changed it where insurances companies now won't pay for it until you're like 60 years old, which is crazy.
Isn't it like after 40?
No, they just changed it.
What is the statistic? Every 8%.
Yeah, it goes up. I'm not sure that. I don't even want to get myself in trouble and try to get
after a certain age, your bone density starts decreasing by a certain percentage each year.
Yeah, that's in the PT curriculum. I remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when it goes back to your hormones, as your hormones start to change, your bones start going, right? And through menopause, why guys' bones will deteriorate when they're on an estradiol is because they're dropping their estrogen super low. So when women's estrogen starts dropping, their bone density starts going away, right? So let's fix it. And we can't fix it unless we know there's an issue. So come in, get that. We'll do a true body fat. So your trainers, okay, look at, you dropped. Or how many times do you have a patient, well, I haven't lost any weight. Oh yeah, but you've lost 4% body fat. You just put on muscle. But it's hard to tell a patient that, right? Maybe they don't look that different.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's like a non-negotiable, honestly, because you can't look at the scale.
You can't.
I mean, you could take pictures and notice differences in the way you look.
So incremental though,
if we're expecting to build muscle,
right?
So you're not gonna. So the scale, you can't count on that,
right?
See what real changes happen.
So DEXA is amazing for that, to really get an accurate answer on that. And also when you're working out and you're losing weight, you don't see it. Other people will see it, especially when you haven't seen them in a couple of weeks or a month, right? They'll see it, but when you look at yourself every single day, you don't see it like other people.
Yeah,
that's true.
And to show them live things like, this is what I did for you.
Yeah.
By doing this training program, workout program, accountability, this is what we did for you. So that's what DEXA is. Pretty awesome. Yeah, it's the first one in an Optimize You clinic, and it's in East Nashville. So,
I'm stoked about it. I think it's such a great
I'm really
thing.
happy for it. Yeah.
It's for years we've sent clients to, the best scan out there is a DEXA scan outside of a dunk tank, which is not an exact science and is chronically, it's math sucks.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it's super uncomfortable. Yeah, you feel like you're gonna die. At least I did. I don't have a fear of drowning until I got the dunk tank.
And again, it's still good. Like, they're all good. I don't want to talk bad about any of them.
Yeah, and it when it goes back to what you say, it's like finding the right provider, right? It's finding the right way, the most comfortable scan, in that sense for you.
When a DEXA scan is really expensive if you go anywhere else. So I don't know what it is to Optimize You, but
yeah, for the first 3 months, I think we're going to do $100. You can come in for $100 and get a DEXA scan. We're just going to test it out, go for it, and really allow her to train and do it. And she's already trained. She's been doing it for a really long time, our DEXA person. So she scanned me in the van. Yeah,
back when it was in the van. I don't know. I think it's really, really cool. I'm glad you guys have it. You guys are a wealth of resources.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the city for sure, but especially for the fitness community. I think that's just such a big thing. And to summarize, we gave away a lot of secrets on what it looks like to, burn fat to get, that weight manageable, to optimize your hormones, and to ultimately build strength, right? Like if you put that all together, you guys are paying attention, that's the secret sauce, right? That's the industry secret, right?
For sure.
It's not as much of a mystery as it appears to be when you're scrolling
It's really
Instagram.
actually not hard.
It's really not.
It's hard to do.
Sure.
But, it's like the idea of it is, hey, this is what you got to do.
Yeah.
It's easy. Just do it now. It's the same thing as entrepreneurship.
You just gotta follow
the hardest part of doing it is just doing it.
Right.
You just got to do it.
And staying consistent.
Yeah.
Is that what you see the future of Optimize You becoming like necessary? And for trainers, for gyms, for just people?
Yeah. I think it should be something you should do. 100% of people should have their hormones checked and actively recovering. We have too many things going against us.
Yeah.
Plastics in our water, birth control in our water.
Yeah.
Pesticides, every fruit you eat, pesticides. The chicken we eat has chemicals in it. The beef we eat has chemicals in it. Like our body's fighting constantly. And so you just have to be working at optimizing it.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah. So true.
That's at 28 years old or 45 years old.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so true. Everything is working against you, and anything that any tools that are easily provided to you or accessible to you, take advantage of them, because you can have so much power over the things that you can't control.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Around you.
Well, Josh, we appreciate you always
you guys. Yeah.
stopping in. I look forward to seeing more of you. We also appreciate your support. This obviously, guys, couldn't have happened without the support of Optimize You. So make sure you go check them out. But we want to give you a chance to leave everybody with the last word before Abby closes us out. So speak to the person out there who maybe is depressed, lost, or confused at what to do with their body, and maybe give them some encouragement if you could.
There's no reason to wait anymore. It used to be difficult to find people in your community that could help you. We're here. We've got 3 locations in the Nashville market. It's easy. It's affordable. If you need help, just come. Just take that step. $149 gets you a lab panel. $149 gets you a complete hormone lab panel. That's crazy. Like it's not hard. It's quick. It's easy. And at least you have a baseline of where you're going and then a hope for the future.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's good. One-stop shop.
Hope for the future. And I love your motto.
Yeah. Normal's not optimal.
Normal's not optimal.
Normal is not optimal.
I love that. That's good.
Help you feel better mentally, physically, and sexually.
Yeah.
I love the name. Optimize You.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this is super great. All the listeners, thank you for joining us on the podcast today. If you found this episode enjoyable or even a little helpful, please like, subscribe, and share with a friend on behalf of Nashville Fit, and share the positive. We just want to say that we appreciate your support so much. Stay strong, stay connected, and we'll catch you on the next one.